Okay, I think we're live. I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Let me make sure. Let me go to another tab on another account to make sure. I'm kind of my gain is kind of up. Hold on one second. Let me adjust this gain. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let's change that. Let's see how that sounds now. Get my levels down. Is that a little better? Nope. I'm listening back to it. It's not. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Actually, let me turn the gain down even more. I think that might be better. Okay. Unspecified said that he could hear. Hello, hello. Okay, okay, let me. What's up, everybody? Let me do the automatically adjust the volume because I don't want to be too loud. It sounds like it's killing. Okay, dang, we got a lot of people in here. Welcome, welcome. Atonement, Atonement. Yep, Atonement. Welcome to the chat. Atonement. Also got the Unspecialist. Welcome, welcome. I can hear me is here. Specialist again. Specialist loud and clear. You all can hear me. Casual Economist says, "What up? Welcome, welcome to Trenches. It's full force. Welcome to Trenches. We have a Discord channel where we're all where the Trenches is the name of it. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna go into detail about that Discord, but it's real. Hello, 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 hello. Another Tech Avenger stream. Yeah, something like that. Let's see who pulls up. We'll see who pulls up. Based upon who pulls up, we can make it a Tech Avenger stream again. Yeah. But welcome everybody. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. And y'all get this. Where's that at? Clap. Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. It's not my Discord. Somebody I actually don't know who the owner of the Discord is. I just randomly got an invite to it and been in that thing ever since. Been in it ever since. And it's kind of we don't talk about a lot of tech in there. It's a lot of everything else. So no, I don't, but probably should get a Discord. I don't know if I'll be as active in it because I don't know. I kind of this Discord I pick up and put down. But if I had my own Discord, I know that I would have to be a bit more dedicated to being in there. I think so, at least. What do you all think? Do you all think I should get a Discord? My like a Discord for the channel? Maybe, maybe. But as you all are putting your responses in there, I'm just gonna play the intro video and we're gonna go from there. All right, let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Struggle Security. We are normalizing struggling in cybersecurity. We got people in here, and I asked the question: should I start my own Discord? Okay, I'll most likely consider it. I'll most likely consider it coming up in the next several weeks or so. But yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to the chat. I don't have a particular subject I'm looking to cover today, so just open topic. So feel free to put some of your questions and comments, anything. I do have a couple of things lined up that you all might be interested in. Let me tell you about what's kind of been going on with me. I got a couple of things that's been happening. First of all, I'm home alone, right? I'm home alone. Not really home alone. Like got grandma here and everything, and the baby is here, but my wife is out. She's traveling. Y'all know where she at? Guess where she at? Guess where she is at the moment? Guess where she is? Throw a couple of guesses. I'm gonna see like maybe two guesses. and then I'll tell you where she is. Two guesses. I'm gonna look in the chat. I don't think the chat is as quick as. Let's see. Chat is not that quick in StreamYards. Hawaii, no, not Hawaii. Not Hawaii. That's a little too far right now. She's pregnant, so she can't go too far from me. I'm in Michigan. And so not Hawaii. I'm gonna see one more and and I'll let y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know. One more. Throw one more in there for me. Throw one more guess. It's 12 of y'all in here. Where y'all think Gabe's wife? Where y'all think Miss Struggle, Miss Struggle is? Miss Struggle is. Where y'all think she is? She out of town, thugging with her rounds. Actually, she's out of town where her god sister. She was in a wedding. Chicago, Professor Blackhouse, welcome to the chat. See, that's what I'm saying. It's slow. Welcome to the chat. Chicago, no. So she in Vegas, y'all. She in Vegas. Guess what she in Vegas with her god sister doing? They at the Usher concert right now. I told her, listen, I bet not see nothing on social media because we're gonna have some conversations when you come back. She is in Las Vegas right now. Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you so much for the thank you so much for the super chat. Says how long it take to be hireable? How long does it take to be hireable as a cybersecurity? As a cybersecurity what? As a cybersecurity what? Give me a little bit more information. So how long does it take to become hireable as a cybersecurity something? I'll wait for you to put that in there. But in the meantime, thank you so much for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Anything counts. I appreciate everybody, and I definitely appreciate you for donating. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, she in yeah, heck no, yeah. I know, right? She in Vegas. Living her best life. She out of town. Fucking with her around. What's up, Keep It Techie? Welcome to the chat, man. Yeah, she in Vegas right now. So, you know, I'm home alone. I'm home alone. King 318, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. So that's one thing. Let me tell you something else that's been going on with me. What's been going on? Let me go ahead and share my screen. Have you all heard of this program? It's a Microsoft program, and it's called Microsoft Teals. Microsoft Teals, and kind of one of their taglines is to prepare students for today's world. It says more than 67% of new U.S. jobs are computer science related, yet only 53% of high schoolers offer computer science courses that help students get job placements. So this is a program that I've been a part of, and it's put on by Microsoft. I think it came as a result of those of like after the George Floyd situation during COVID. A lot of organizations, especially big tech, started to invest in public school computer science offerings. And yeah, I've been a part of this program for the last, I say, month now. Wait, let's see who else is here. Gene. Yeah, welcome, Gene. Welcome to the chat, Gene. Thanks for coming through. And Octavius, as always, what's up, Gabe? Gabe with the post-bed tea. Post-bed tea. I ain't got no tea here, but we talking tech, though. Post-bed tech, maybe. So yeah, I've been a part of this Microsoft Teals program, but thank you all for coming through. And let's see if they have like the about. No, that's not it. Go to the Microsoft website. Here, let me blow this up. What? I was just on the website. Microsoft Teals. Let's go to the about section. Oh, that was the about section. Okay. Like it says, we stand for every student deserves the opportunity to study computer science, right? Teals help schools build and grow sustainable computer science programs. You know, this was something that was very inspiring to me. And being from Detroit, being a product of Detroit Public Schools, I've been a part of this program since school started this year. And oh yeah, I tell you, said post bedtime stream. Gotcha. I thought you were saying tea. I'm like, I'm not a tea channel, but I got you. So yeah, I've been a part of this program, man. Free Zone Lou said, "What's up?" Going over. Welcome to the chat. We got new people here. Thank you all for coming through. Appreciate it. Like I was saying, I've been a part of this program. It's been put on by Microsoft. It's called TEALS. I forget what the TEALS, the TEAL is: training, education, and a learning is something. So it says, oh, actually, I'm sorry. It looks like it was founded in 2009. I'll blow this up a little bit for you all. It said that it was TEALS was founded in 2009 by former high school computer science teacher and software engineer Kevin Wang. TEALS is a Microsoft philanthropies program. So anyway, this was something that I was a part of, y'all, in the Detroit area, in the Detroit, Michigan area. If y'all know anything about Detroit public schools, you would all know that. Listen, this whew, it's a struggling school system, okay, in the United States. It's not thought of as being one of the top ones. DC in here, welcome DC. Thanks for coming through. You said hit the like button. Chris Bennett, yes, what's up, fam? I watch you and the Buffs game. But no, I don't know. No, I don't got no buff. I'm from Detroit, but I'm never buffed up. Never buffed up. Listen, when I was growing up, and you wore so buffs is a type of glasses, right? It's a type of frame of glasses, and it's very popular. It's made popularized by a lot of Detroiters, and I just haven't been a buffs guy because when I was growing up, they snatched people buffs right off their face. They snatched them all the time. You get beat up for buffs, you make yourself a target. So I have never been a buffs guy, not buffs, no Jordans. Always kept it low key under the radar, so I was staying safe. So speaking of Detroit, I've been a part of this Microsoft TEALS program. But y'all, let me tell you some of the stuff I was experiencing. So when I was a part of this program, which was a great program, they offer you all types of training materials. You access them through a GitHub account. Microsoft has pretty much fashioned what the program would look like. And I was a volunteer, right? I signed up for this volunteer thing. But let me tell you, when I would come to these classes, man, and ladies, when I would come to these classes in Detroit, payroll, one of my like yo, y'all some hood, y'all got a hood aesthetic in this chat. You like payroll? Okay. Listen, I'm not mad at you. He's nice. Colorado Buffaloes football game. Oh, that's on right now. Okay. Maybe a lot of people are watching that. So, like I was saying, like when I was going to like these TEALS, when I was going to the program, so the way that is set up, let me tell you the structure of the TEALS program. The structure of the program is that you are partnered with the Detroit Public School, high school. Typically, you will get juniors, sophomores. Sometimes you will get seniors in high school, and you were partnered up with a teacher who would be I guess more like the disciplinarian slash the person who would do like the overall running of the classroom. And we as volunteers, there was 4 of us, we as volunteers would come in and we would deliver the material. We will make it interesting. We're all professionals, right? So we could tell the students very practical things about computer science and tech related careers. And it's a great program and it's a great attempt. But let me tell you, when I was going to these high schools, when I was going to this one high school, I'm not gonna call out the high school or anything, but when I was going to this one high school, man, I'm pulling up let's see, what time when I get there? Like 7. So I wake up at 6:30, 6:45. I'm arriving at the school, suited and booted at around 7:30 or so. I'm meeting the administrator. I'm shaking hands with the principal and the vice principal. I'm excited. I'm meeting the counselors. I'm up here like, yo, we going spread tech to the Detroit, to the students, right? We spreading tech all around the world. I'm a cybersecurity professional, so I'm like, yo, we gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about the tech things to the kids so that they can be ready to jump into a career in tech as a result. So I get there and we get some kids. Maybe first day, maybe it's supposed to be 15 kids, right, in the class. Yeah, all optimistic. Especially listen, all the optimism, all the energy. I'm kind of jumping around the classroom. I'm happy, man. I'm happy because I'm like, we're about to deliver this tech material through this great Microsoft TEALS program. Okay, the first thing, it was supposed to be like about 15 kids or so in the class. 15 kids. And let me drop the link if anybody wants to ride along. I see Professor Black Ops is here. If he is open and willing, he can pop up, or anybody else can pop up. Tell me about some of your experience. Have you all tried to do some voluntary work? But let me tell the story. Let me tell the whole story. I'm just dropping the link for right now. So, right, supposed to be about 15 kids in the class. We got 5, probably 5 the first day. 5. We got 5. They're supposed to pull out their computers because they have computers for the classroom. They didn't pull out the computer. So I'm like, okay, that's not going to be a problem. Let me go ahead and get the computers and deliver them to the kids at each one of the desks. I'm like, okay, cool. We're gonna rock like that. I'm gonna give them like it might need a little bit more hand holding, here. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I give them welcome, Aiken, pardon me, welcome. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So I'm like, so first of all, they don't get the computer, so I'm hand holding. So then they also need to be on Microsoft Teams because that's the way that they're communicating to our virtual volunteers. So I'm in-person volunteer, but we also have virtual volunteers, right? Virtual volunteers. So they need to not only get a computer, but they had to get headphones. I'm like, okay, go get y'all headphones. They wasn't having that. So I'm like, maybe a little bit more hand holding. So I go and get them the headphones and everything. We're trying to set everything up. I'm working with the teacher. We're getting going. We got a big old like smart board on the screen. Everybody signed in. It's cool, right? Man, these kids wasn't having it. I'm like, okay, go ahead, turn on your cameras so that the virtual volunteers can see you and hear you. They don't want to do that. They're not listening to any instruction. And again, Detroit Public Schools, for those who are just coming, Detroit Public Schools, this is a public school system that isn't doing the best in the United States. And I'm seeing why. On the first day, I'm seeing why. Because you have a lot of uninterested kids, especially, and this is first hour, right? So I'm talking class starts at 8 a.m. Class starts at 8 a.m. What's good, Professor Black Ops? I'm giving the lowdown on the Microsoft Skills program. I'm gonna make a long story short, right? So the kids weren't coming. So we started off with 5. The kids would come here and there. So by the end of the third, fourth week, we get maybe 1. There were some times where no kids came. There were other times where kids would come, they go to sleep. There were other times where they will come and they don't get their computer. They're not signing in. They're not doing the homework. We're doing the same lesson 2, 3, 4 different times in a row. They're not engaged. And I even tried to do certain things. I'm like, okay, listen, we could talk about some other stuff. Let's have a free day. Let's talk about some different things. I kind of go over what happened with the MGM hack. I was telling them the correlation with that in tech. I'm up here showing them some of my YouTube videos. Here, I'm getting it. Professor Black Ops, I'm getting into it, man. I'm really trying. I'm motivated. I'm like, and look, this is that. Untitled said they were unengaged. And especially says them kids didn't care. They didn't care at all. B2B said, yo, welcome, B2B. Them kids did not care about this program, okay? Them kids, I'm telling you, it didn't got to the point where some of the little girls, they was getting attitudes with me for me asking them to just turn on their computers or turn on their cameras. They're like, no. I'm like, no. They're like, yeah, no. I'm like, you telling me no? You just saying no? You don't want to? No. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I'm not about to do this. So, so today I put in my resignation for the Microsoft Teals volunteer program, regrettably. They offered to move me to other schools, but it's all Detroit Public Schools, man. So I'll pause there, man. Have you had similar experiences? I know you're a professor, right? Have you had disengaged students, and what has been your experience there? And
thanks. Since I taught a college, right, community college, people were more engaged because theoretically they were paying their money, and this is what they identified to be their program. One of the schools a lot of people heard of, they got closed. I taught at ITT Tech for a minute, and they ended up closed because they were for profit. It was weird because the hardware sucked. They really wasn't doing training right. So trying to get, and the sad part that was real, that I really liked about it, man, it was kids that barely passed high school. So people were living in like motels and was homeless. Man, this one
That's
girl was like,
crazy.
I gave her a laptop. She's like, well, can you keep my laptop? Because in my current housing condition, it might get stolen. So I don't know what to say to
Man.
that, man. So the cool thing though, she was coming, so I was working with her. But that
Yeah.
whole, like you said, that's a whole different ball game, man. Then I taught at another
Yeah.
community college. It was a lot better. People were
Yeah.
but the thing I worry about, and we talked about it, is cybersecurity now is the new Bitcoin. Everybody wants to get into it. I'm like, do you want to get into it or you want to get in for the money? The money's
Yeah.
cool, but you gotta kind of like it, man. I've been up 27 hours straight. You know this game, man.
Yeah, man.
It'll wear you down. So
Wear you down when you
so
just trying to deliver the material. I'm just trying to get a material. What's up? Keep it techie. Welcome to the chat. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing? How y'all doing?
Chilling, man. Chilling. We got the people grouping. I'm talking about a program that I was a part of. I don't know if you heard some of the beginning, but I was a volunteer for this. It's a program called Microsoft Teals. And it's where like tech professionals, they volunteer with the local school system. So I was doing Detroit Public Schools. I've been doing this since the beginning of the school year. And I was just saying like how I came in, I was motivated. I had all this energy. I'm like, yeah, let's get them. We about to get some tech kids. We got to get these kids in this tech. They're gonna get it. They're gonna become developers. Maybe I hire one of them. I got internships coming up during the summer. Man, today I put in my resignation.
Oh man, that fast?
Yeah, well, it's been probably about a month plus.
Yeah, like a month. Yeah.
See, but that's the thing, man. Like, I don't see, and that's what one of the leaders was saying to me. They were saying it takes time. It's gonna take time.
It is, man.
But it's like, how can it how much time are you willing to give when you're coming? Like, you got all types of other things happening. Right, I got all types of YouTube channel. I got family stuff. I got all work stuff, and I'm like, I come waking up at 6:30 in the morning to get there at 7:30 to a class of no kids. They don't even come to the class. So it's like, it's more of like, I'm like, I can see the writing on the wall. I can see the writing on the wall. So that's kind of, I know what you're saying. And that's what the leader has said. He said it's fast. It's gonna take time. I just think that everybody got to decide how much time that they're willing to invest in that. So I just decided, like, yo, I'm not willing to invest the time. But go ahead.
Nah. I kind of feel your pain, bro. Like the only kids, to be honest, the only kids that I have time for.
Yeah.
Or the patience is my own kids. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't built to be a teacher, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got the patience. And it was cool in the military, you know what I'm saying? Because they all adults. You know, so I did a lot of training courses, you know, in the military. And me as the NCO, I could just say, hey, you falling asleep, stand up. You know, stuff like that or whatever. You can't really do that to little kids or whatever, or younger adults under age. It's a line there. You know what I'm saying? Is that you can, I guess, get away with, but I ain't got the patience.
See, and that's the thing. These schools are in like the hood. Like you can get in a fight with a kid. Like a kid will fight you.
Like the TikTok you see.
Listen, these kids don't care. They get up in the middle of the class. They got their headphones on. They on their phones. I'm looking at the teacher looking at me. I'm looking at the teacher looking at me. I'm like, what they doing? The kid is like, I'm doing me, and I'm just like, well, I'm gonna do me. And it's just like, I can't really be in a situation where I continuously get disrespected by kids, and I'm volunteering I'm not getting paid for that at all. I'm not getting paid at all. Like, I'm not. This is so anyway.
That's why I feel for teachers. You know what I'm saying? I really support them. You know, I support the raises and all that stuff because it's definitely a hard job. My sister is a teacher. She teaches either middle school or fifth grade. But it's tough, man. You know what I'm saying?
These kids aren't that malleable either. Yeah, parents. I almost made it to parent teacher conference. I almost was about to go to parent teacher, but it's like, what I'm gonna say? Your kid barely come. They talk back.
They
They're
already
not
know.
engaged in the class. Like
they know. Their parents know. That's the sad part. It ain't a surprise. The crazy thing though is my conspiracy theory. I'm gonna say that before Gabe get on me is
feel free, yeah.
In the near future, because we proved it. If your school don't support your tax base and you can't afford it, all them people gonna be online, and you ain't gonna let them come to school, so you don't have to deal with them. You don't have to scan them. You don't have to watch them. So if you fall asleep at your house, be my guest. So I think that's gonna be the future, man.
You know what else might be the future? I don't want to play it. Yeah, this is like a 5-minute video. It's talking about AI schools in China, right?
No, facts. That's the future.
Where you might not even get a real human teacher. Here, I got a quick clip that I can play. If you all got a little bit of time here, let me stop sharing that one and share screen. But hey, y'all, feel free to put maybe some of y'all community involvement stuff in the chat if y'all ever did anything like that, and we'll wrap on it a little bit more. I'll go ahead and play this. They're just gonna keep on repeating it. What do you all think about that? So I'm talking about my volunteer experience, but they got surveillance, they got robots, they got data analytics, they got
people don't realize that that's the reason China and those foreign countries are dominating AI. You couldn't do no shit like that in the United States. It'd be all kind of privacy laws. They're like, hey, we're gonna roll it out to the whole country, right? But people don't realize during COVID, it could take your temperature. So they got some of the best stuff. I think that's the future, and two is that's why they kids are whipping our kids' ass. Go ahead, keep it.
I just threw the video in a chat if y'all want to watch the rest of it. But yeah, go ahead, keep it techie.
No, I 100% agree with you, man. That's
you don't like that. I saw your face. I saw your face. You don't like that. I know that you're big on privacy, right? I know that you're a big proponent of like the Brave browser, different email systems that don't track your cookies and all of your goings on the internet. How does your mindset towards privacy and just seeing that, how do those two, do they clash, or are you like, hey, is this what they do? Yeah,
just red flags all over the place, man.
Like, keep it taking. Their parents signed off on it, man. Their parents, they said wrong. Go ahead. They said their parents was like, we want our kids to be the best kids on the planet. Roll it out. If they got this, they got the data.
It seems like it'll work, though. It seems like it'll work or help kids focus, but I don't agree with a lot of that surveillance like that. It's like it's almost like being in a prison. I think somebody said that in the chat. It's like prison.
I'm seeing little walking Terminator
type monitoring. Yeah.
I think that was on the video. Keep it taking. I think.
That was on the video.
Yeah, they were showing chats where somebody said that.
China don't care. That phrase said China don't care.
Facts.
Involvement is taxes. King 318 said he ain't doing it.
But remember though, they got that citizen scorecard. Where if you're a good citizen or not, right?
Yeah, the social credit system.
Yeah, so all that's flowing into your social credit system, man. So
So they're saying. So I think Death Racer here is saying that hey, that's the reason China has leaped ahead because they don't really care about surveillance. They're like, yeah, just whatever we have to do to be ahead, do it to us. Even if we give you our kids and the data on our kids.
Well, United States though, right? We're one man army. You were personal responsibility. China said we do this as a nation, right? We're a nation. We're communists. If you got to sacrifice yourself for the nation, right? That's what you're supposed to do, and that's as you accepted, right? So
Gene says that they opted in at birth, right? You come out the womb, you signing over your rights to the nation. Hey, different countries do things differently. Yeah, go ahead.
The correct thing is I went to school with someone. I was taking like calculus too, and I was struggling. This dude, I don't know, we call him Taco, man. He's like, oh man, I was doing this as a sophomore, man. He used to party every night, so he would come through and help me, man, because he said their education system at certain parts, if you don't pass, you don't go forward, and you be working in like a factory somewhere. Wow. So they be studying like that shit, life or death, man.
I used to have a couple of peers when I was in undergrad for electrical engineering, and when I remember one class I had, and I had a study partner. It was a girl. She was Chinese, and because our school had a partnership with several universities in China. When we studied, man, she would take those fish oil pills. Have you heard of those? They do them fish oil pills, and they don't. I don't think a lot of them do coffee, but they be smoking cigarettes and everything.
Oh yeah, they be smoking like a chain.
She went hard, like she went 2, 3, 4 hours of us studying. Like I would have to take breaks, but she's still going because I think we were taking what were we taking? We were taking probably like electromagnetism or something. So she always got A's. I was maybe like a B plus at best.
Man.
B plus at best on that class. But it's that level of focus, like you were mentioning, for that. So, but the unspecialist said, "Hey, children are very misbehaved these days. I used to be all for volunteering to teach them, but now my patience is wearing thin. Maybe that's also part of it, right? A lot more people are not willing to not a lot of us are willing to sacrifice, our mental health, our well-being, our energy, our motivation for these kids who a lot of times, they don't have no home training."
Well, I would say something like that would be cool.
Okay.
But as long as, it's a limit on how long they keep the data or the information. You know what I'm saying? It's not or it's not constantly archived, for all the students. But as far as like the concentration, like tracking concentration, the teachers, it'll give the teachers a little bit more information to help some of the students that are unable to keep up, or identify them. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you where,
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm fine. That was it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let me tell you where I do see some of that as being maybe a risk, because you're thinking about health information. If you have something measuring vitals, right, measuring temperature, maybe somebody like you get into health information that can be sold to, I don't know, hospital systems or pharmaceuticals. I could see how this could be this information on these students. Volunteer can become very malicious and have a capital type of gain means to it. So yeah.
And I'm glad you said that because it made me think about all this the stuff I used to say about the Fitbits. That's why I don't have a Fitbit. Because Google and those big companies, they track all that information. They use it. It could affect your rates. And look at you.
I'm facts, man.
Hey, I'm almost falling for it, bro. I kind of want that new Pixel, but let me let you go. Yeah,
I'm guilty.
But that
but you're right. Those vitals and everything.
They can go up on your rates, healthcare rates, all that,
data brokers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's the future.
Welcome B2B. Man. Welcome B2B. We're having a conversation about volunteering and all this stuff. I don't know how much you have heard, but go ahead, jump in wherever you want.
Yeah, I heard that you said that you just didn't have enough time for your volunteer opportunity, and you said, "Hey, I might need to sign in my resignation."
Yeah, man, I just sent that email. I typed that mug up in ChatGPT. I set that mug off, but I just didn't have it. Not only time, but just energy for something that I didn't think that was having a really good outcome or was going to have a good outcome when students just don't even come.
That's a hard range, though, man. That middle school, high school, like I said, at community college, people pay their money, so they're a little more focused. So go ahead, B. Chime in on that, man.
A lot of people don't realize how much time goes into tech.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was telling you, Gabe, in the Discord about me getting phone calls at like 2:00 in the morning, 1:00 in the morning. Like last night I had to work, and then it was all the way from 2:00 until 5. Then I had an 8:30 meeting.
Oh wow.
With the senior vice president. So it's a lot of things that we have to go through, especially because of the value that our positions give to the company.
Yeah. See, and that's why they actually got our schedules first. So Microsoft had collected our schedules, times in which we would be available. And that time slot, that 1 hour time slot from 8 to 9 a.m. is what we all had agreed would be an open time slot for us. So, we couldn't move it to any other time. So, the students just wouldn't be involved. They wouldn't come to class. They wouldn't be paying attention. And this is the top of the morning for us. This is the first thing we do in the morning, and then we go into work.
We also had to be open for India a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, those are the pills. Yeah.
But chime in what B2B said. That's one thing I kind of retired was, and I think Keep It Tech is in there. That's why I don't do production work anymore, man. That's why I went to compliance, because production, when shit go down, you got to get up. So
right.
I used to get PSTD. I was up 27 hours trying to get some shit working. Which I like, I'm too old. I'm going to go to compliance, man. If you're not compliant, just send your email. You don't make HIPAA, then I can go back to bed, man. That production sometimes, you think you want to be an engineer, to like B2B said, you be up all night, then you got to get the end of the team. Then B2B know this, and Keep It Tech. they blaming you. The programmer's blaming you, even if it's their fault. It's like, dude, your program messed up, man. How you blaming me? So now you got to really figure out who's messing up and whose script it was and who owned it and blah blah. I'm like, nah, man, I'm going to compliance, man.
Listen, I got a customer that's in Malaysia, right? So they a 12-hour difference from Eastern Standard Time. So like I'm working at night. I think I told you that at the last live stream. So yeah, like it's a lot that goes into it. And then I'm waking up to like an empty classroom with kids for a volunteer opportunity. So, no, thank you.
You know what?
And I'm seeing here these fish oil pills and omega-3s. I might have to invest in some of those. But yeah, go ahead, B2B.
So I was doing something similar. So I was proctoring the SATs and the ACTs
in
my spare time. So I would have to go to the school early in the morning, and it wasn't like a lot of work. It was just me being in the classroom with kids, making sure that they don't cheat on their tests, giving them the prompts. But it was just like, I noticed it was just, okay, do I really want to wake up early in the morning on a Saturday and sometimes Sunday, right after a long work week? And something I noticed is that we tend to not use our PTO a lot of the time for our companies.
Oh yeah, I just got
let's talk about it. Let's open that up.
My boss just hit me up. I got 50 hours of losing to use it before the end of the year, man. So he told me to take it. He said, I need to see your stuff on there, man. So now
I have 160 hours that I haven't used for the year.
So yeah.
And they roll over until like next March, but at the same time, what's 160 hours? What is that? How does that translate? 160 days?
A little more than 2 weeks.
I mean, you get to roll over though, man. Like I only get to roll over so much, so I had to.
And I'm still
is like 40.
I think I think I get to roll over 60, so I got to take 60.
How about those unlimited PTO? I hear people work more.
I'm like B2B. I don't trust that, man. That's how you get your ass fired, man.
Have any of y'all have unlimited PTO before, or like how does that work? I know you've been doing contract to keep protected, so that you.
Well, I don't get PTO.
Yeah.
So that's why I wasn't commenting on it, because I don't get PTO on this contract. So I work every day, and
you work, you get paid.
That's how you get your money.
Yeah. See, but that's the thing, right? Because contract versus full time, we don't get overtime. But you every hour additionally.
I get overtime.
Well, Gabe, I
plug into the system.
On DoD contracts, I got overtime. It was straight time, because what happened was a lot of consultants was leaving because the consultant company was working overtime. The consultant company got paid and never paid the employees. So contractors start quitting. So DoD said, if whatever hour they work, now I got straight time when I was at a DoD, but DoD was like, because consultants was like, hey man, I work 60 hours and they pay me, hell, I'm quitting.
Yeah.
So, but I know some of the big contracts, they force you to pay overtime. So I was lucky that way.
Yeah, and it depends on the state too.
Facts.
Yeah, over here in Atlanta, I've had 2 contracts and they did not have overtime pay. You would work overtime, but you just didn't get paid.
Oh, really?
Well, let's see. I'm old B2B.
Crazy.
No overtime work, no overtime. See, I'm an easy guy, man.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. If they don't pay for overtime, I'm clocking out at the time I'm supposed to get off, especially if I showed up on time, and everything I did. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do.
What if the system down, keep it techy? What's the shit burnt on fire, man? What's going on?
Well, y'all gonna have to pay a little bit more money.
That's
what it is.
And the only thing that they would do, they would say they would give you comp time. That's what they would do. They wouldn't give you overtime, but they would give you comp time.
That ain't bad.
Similar to PTO, but you
cool.
Work for it.
Yeah, and I've done that too. Yeah, I've done that too. Like, on my current position, like if I end up having to work 10 hours or 12 hours, sometimes they just give me, the difference off, on another day. Or I could take it whenever.
I remember when I was working at the nuclear plant. And so there's something that happens at nuclear plants, commercial nuclear plants. They're called outages. So every, I guess, 2.5 years or 1.5, 2 years or something, there's an outage in order for them to refill the fuel inside the reactor core. So they're literally taking out reactor fuel cells and putting it in what you call like the spent fuel pool. It's where they store fuel. Anyway, that process happened every a year and a half or 2 years or so, right? During that time, they had all the engineers. We were all on 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts for until beginning of outage until we went back and connected to the grid. Because during that time, money is important because for our utility organization, we buy in fuel. So the organization, DTE Energy, they're buying fuel from other places, other parts of the grid, while this particular part of the grid is not producing or generating electricity. So again, like I said, 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts. And they paid us overtime and all types of other incentives. None of it was worth it. I actually quit in the middle, not quit, but I did quit, but I got another job in the middle of an outage. I'm like, I can't do this. So sometimes that overtime don't mean nothing.
Like you said, it's diminishing returns. Like the first couple of check, you cool, but like you said, after a while, you're like, oh, this some bullshit. That's all. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't do anything. I can't go nowhere. I can't do nothing.
Yeah, I used to work up. Go ahead, B2B.
I was saying it's kind of like you're working all these extra hours. You're getting paid more, but then you don't have the chance to even use your money.
Nope.
You can't enjoy it.
No quality of life. Nothing.
That's how I say that for my first house, B2B. You young, man. You young. That's why I got my first down payment, man. I was grinding, sit up and sit down. Man, I was making big bank, man. I got married. My ex took all my damn money. But shit, I had a good life, B2B. I had a good life, man.
That's crazy. But that kind of reminds me that you do when you're younger. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of when I was working in Afghanistan. Yeah, it was the same way. I wasn't spending as much money as if I was at home. And I know a lot of other guys, they actually didn't even have a house or a car. They sold all that stuff off and they was just stacking all the money. They didn't have any bills, during that time period. I still had a wife. I bought a house, but I was double downing on mortgage payments and all that stuff. But I really didn't enjoy myself. And also, I was actually working. I was actually working 12-hour days, 6 days a week.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's
12-hour. That was. I don't even know. Like I said,
10, man. So
10 hours. At a certain point, it just isn't worth it.
The job is over now, but I was only doing maybe 4 hours of work a day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry to cut you off, but it was actually 4 hours a day spread out over that 12-hour period.
But you still got to be in a confined area. you got to be somewhere where somebody is able to, check you or whatnot. So no, thank you. Never doing that again.
No.
So we did get a question in here. It says Professor Black has finished third ATO in 3 years at 150K at the moment. 2 is a Red Hat, Tenable, Splunk, and I know Python. Trying to figure out my next move. What do you need to get to 200 to 300K? Okay. Anybody can chime in on that.
What's your ATO? What was your ATO done? Was that NIST, FedRAMP, HIPAA, High Trust? What was your ATO done? I think you're doing everything right. Hell, you make more money than me to get to the 200, 300 range, and I'll let the big dogs tell me. You need to step up to the big 4, big 5 consulting companies to get that type of money. ATO, you can work at AWS, Azure. They all have to do ATOs. You need to step up to that Fortune 200 company, Fortune 300 company to get that 200, 300. I'm sure they give you some stock options and some RSUs in there with it. So I think that's what you need to do to get to that level. Once again, you should do FedRAMP, NIST, one of the big government ATOs. But if you done 3, you right there. All of those tools are right there. I would get a little GRC knowledge in there, governance risk, because a lot of times to get that 300, you got to take part of ATO. You got to take the risk of the organizations with those scores. Which if you're doing Tenable Nexus scans, you got the risk. But do a little risk management. The other hidden gem in there is everybody's going to data privacy. I would look at the CIPP. Everybody's doing GDPR, CCPA, all the
a lot of acronyms.
My bad. California, GDPR, all the data privacy. Link all that together. I think you're good. NIST. Well, you right there. I would go for one of the bigger companies that pay more. A lot of times, Gabe will tell you they're gonna want you to get on a jet to get there.
Maybe
when you pay $200 or $300K, people want to touch you on site.
So the thing too,
I think that's what you're missing. Go ahead, Gabe.
I wouldn't even say necessarily. I think a lot of times, like with that, so a lot of times people with these $200 to $300K salaries, I don't think it's a lot of knowledge as to what those salaries are composed of. In many cases, many people are not getting just $200 to $300K base salary, right?
No,
that's extremely rare. At least from the salary in the places where I've seen. You might like that 150, 160, 170. That's typically like a senior level, high level type of role base salary. But then you got to do stuff like negotiate some of that sign-on bonus. So I've seen sign-on bonuses anywhere between for senior level roles, maybe you jump into a manager role, senior manager role, anywhere between like $30,000 to like almost $100,000 or around that $100,000 for sign-on bonuses. So some of them can be kind of when Professor Blackhouse is speaking, when you're talking about like the big four consulting firms or any consulting firms, many of them do come with a sign-on bonus, right? So you'll add that into your first year salary because that's just cash straight out. So say, for instance, you signed a contract or you jumped into a big four consulting firm at like 170, right? You're doing, hit my mic here. You're doing some type of ATO for a government agency. 160 base, right? Then you might be able to negotiate maybe 40K or so sign on, or maybe 50K sign on. So you add that's that 210 right there, right? You got a 170 plus a 50K sign on. That's 210 first year. But then you might get some equity, and there's also performance bonus. RSUs, right? You might get some equity. Typically, a lot of places, until you get like senior manager or above, equity is there. You're not all the time manager, not all the time. So you might get some equity. But also, you'll always ask about what the incentive bonus is, right? About performance bonus annually. So a lot of times it might be anywhere between like 11, 10% to anywhere between like 30, 40% if you're a very high performer. So those are just some variables there to what that 200 to 300K looks like for some of those big four consulting firms.
So Gabe, to get a 200, 300 base, you got to be in management.
I would say so. Yeah, that's typically where you see it more. But unless you're talking about big tech, that might be a little different because some of them are starting to go into that 200K. But it also is management too. So yeah.
So when you talk about Amazon, Azure, those type, because then they got those G7s. Those where I see tech guys make money. Because if you're in the private regular sector, people don't tech caps out unless you get in supervisor or management, bro.
We talk about money.
Right.
I heard it's around like 200K when you kind of tap out. For like an individual contributor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, every company's not the same, but if you talk about banking, I'm talking tech and non-tech. If you talking about banking, I worked in a Fortune 500 insurance company. I work for big states, right? Those aren't tech companies. Those are organizations that use tech, so they cap out. They tap out unless you get in a management.
Because so I had a previous manager, not my manager, but like somebody I used to work with. He was making around 160 as a software engineering manager, and then
base
he ended up
total.
He said base.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So then he ended up going to Google. He got a job at Google.
Google's got infinite money. Go ahead.
And then the way he said it was he had Google, and then he also was applying for Amazon. So both of these two companies are trying to get him for the same type of position. And Google gave him the offer first. And initially he asked for 220 or something like that thousand.
Base.
Google said base.
Okay.
Google Pay. I know a couple guys work for Google. Google be cutting checks, man.
And then what they said was, we're gonna give you 250.
Really?
Yeah, they went.
What level was he coming in at?
So since he was a manager, the equivalent to that will be a software engineer.
What level though? They got levels.
So I don't know the levels, but the name of the level, the title he had was that, because that's above the the engineers behind him. So he's like a senior software engineer.
So he was
but
L5.
then that'll be considered. Yeah, so that would be considered like a the equivalent of a manager.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened too was Google was trying to get that Fed money, so they were hiring people. If you knew ATO, going to Google because they were trying to get some of that federal Fed ramp for your cloud money. So they were hiring everybody in the federal space, paying them crazy amount of money. I interviewed one guy on my channel, man. They were playing crazy. So Winslow, you might want to reach out to Google. Go ahead, be the fit.
Right. Yeah. And but the funny thing is that so Amazon came back after he already took the offer from Google. Amazon came up with like 260 or something like that.
Really?
For their offer.
Base.
For base.
260 base at a senior level? Dang. Okay, yes, that's new to me.
Yeah, so he went from 160 making it 250 after he took the Google offer. But Google gave him that offer more than what he asked for because they knew Amazon was going to give him more.
He got a bit more.
That.
Oh wow, yeah. That's what's up. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually seeing what you're seeing. So the average, it says, for a base salary for an L5 software engineer is 205. So he probably was a bit above
on the higher side.
Yeah, on the higher side. So that's just the average, right? So like you talk about that 250, 260. That sound right? Mm-hmm. I'm seeing some 230s, 223s. Yeah, he came in more at the top of that band, which is dope.
Because that's what he's asking for, 230, right? And then yeah,
it's there. Okay, yeah, news to me.
Yeah, if you can, like I said, those big tech companies, man. If you can get in it, like I said, man, look, Amazon hurt my feelings, man. I had to go lick my wounds and
what they do.
Keep applying. I told you I did that little loop, man. I did 6 hours and they told me no, man. I knew halfway through this ain't working out. But now shout out to them. I learned a lot. Crazy thing though is I applied to GRC. Somehow they put me in the engineering queue, man, because they were just man, they ate me up in the engineering queue. I was like, man, come on, man.
Yeah, man, that's a lot, man. King 318 and welcome 18th. Yeah, thanks for coming through, man. King 318 has a question. So how can you get into cyber insurance to say how much a company could get paid out after a breach? So cyber insurance is something that's newer, but organizations are getting it, right? I'm not sure of all the details there, but what do you all think?
I got a few details. I was working for an organization that got it's weird. Big companies like Gabe and internally what they're doing now is just like, shout out to my man Winslow. You have to do a risk assessment and show them all your vulnerabilities and your risk before they got insurance. They were giving people insurance. They didn't even have the EDR, XDR on their workstations. They like, okay, we got to roll this shit back, right? So now you have to get an ATO, sort of what Winslow talked, which is just an assessment of your organization and how you're doing. So now the question is the insurance company going to start sending out people to do that? Or they're going to ask you to do an internal and sign an attestation legally saying you legally say this is it before we give you insurance? Mm-hmm. Right. So, and two is when we looked at it was super high. So we were debating, okay, if we go breach, if we go 10 years without getting breached, hell, we can save about $5 million and pay the people. So that's kind of what we did when we looked at it.
Yeah, and I was just gonna add to it because Professor Black Ops on point with it. I'm sure these insurance companies are just gonna pull from the positions that are already out there, which is that risk management. Like I remember running into a couple guys that did risk management. They would go around and assess, organizations' computer systems as far as security and all that. So the insurance companies can just easily pull from people with that experience to go out and do the assessments, which I'm assuming that's what he meant by essay, but assess, how much a company could get paid after a breach. Oh, hold on. Maybe I'm reading. Did I read that wrong? Hold on.
I think you're right.
So how can you get it? Yeah. Okay. All right. I get it. Yeah. You got it right. All right.
I did want to share this as we have some.
Real quick though is, and Gabe noticed too, is the cyber criminals were calling people inside the company to figure out what your limit was on your cyber insurance, so then they know what to ask for in ransomware. So they were getting people on their
they
side.
Were doing that too. Yeah, that was crazy.
You could get 7 million. We want 6.9.
Yeah, man.
Just give us solid cyber insurance.
Yeah. I did want to bring this up too, because not necessarily want to get too much into too much detail about the war or what's happening over there. But so this was a Wired article, and I'll throw it in the chat too. It says Israel's failure to stop the Hamas attack shows the danger of too much surveillance. Right. So there was just one little section that I wanted to kind of pull out here, and let me go ahead and zoom in so everybody can see. Just this little paragraph here. It says Israel is known for heavily monitoring Gaza and anyone who could be connected to Hamas using both traditional intelligence gathering techniques and digital surveillance like facial recognition and spyware. I think that was some of the stuff that we were seeing that also China invest in themselves, right? So I think this was the part that I want to highlight. It says Israel has proved its hacking skills and technical sophistication on the global stage for years, participating in the development of innovative malware for both digital espionage and cyber physical systems or cyber physical attacks. And, I think that kind of brings out some of maybe one of the dynamics that might be occurring here with this war that's coming up soon is the whole fact that Israel is going to use all of their weapons. And one of them is that of their ability to execute attacks from a cyber perspective. And then even when we talk about it, right, they have had several, and these are a couple of other type of attacks. And let me go ahead and pull this up really quickly. Is that kind of speaking of the surveillance, U.S. and Israel has worked together to do all types of cyber. They've been cyber bullies, cyber pookies all around the world. I'm trying to stop this pay.
You got to pay now, I think.
Yeah. Gabe, I can send you something that can help you out with it.
Let me tell you what the workaround is. You typically are able to like refresh and then press the X before the page is fully loaded.
No,
you should be able to see it.
They done blocked you.
But this loads very quickly is the problem here.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you something in the Discord, Gabe.
Feel free. But I just wanted to kind of bring up the point, because we're not going to get that. I just wanted to bring up the point that if you all remember, and I always talk about this, Stuxnet, right? Stuxnet was known to be developed by Israel and the U.S. in order to affect an Iranian nuclear facility in the Middle East. So you're talking about their ability to go from cyber to physical systems, these cyber physical systems. And I think that might be something that will be used in the near future here. Hopefully, everybody okay, but I doubt it.
Can you put that link into the chat?
Sure. Yeah, I'll put this.
And then I can see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, I was gonna try to pull it out too. I got the little secret sauce too.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I know it's a secret sauce. Oh shoot! Are we getting some support? X Exposure, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Get paid out. Mo Clark, we'll come right back to that. But Winslow gave a $10 super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. We definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it here. Purity.
Oh, you're right on the path, man. Just keep grinding. I would add that CRC in there. But you got everything you need. Go to the big companies down, man.
Oh my gosh, she's still calling. Let me just message. My wife is calling. I was telling everybody. Oh,
tell her we saw her in the Usher concert. Tell her. I'm just playing. We saw it.
I'll be right back. You fellas feel.
Yeah, can you share my screen real quick?
He gone. I think he forgot you, man. He gotta get the wife. Oh no,
there you go.
You got it.
Yes.
That's cool.
So this is the article he was bringing up here, and I guess we can read through it if he wanted to kind of talk about this. But yeah, so keep it taking. What's your secret sauce? So if you, I know we can talk about it in the
well, no, it's just a little add-on to Chrome.
I got an add-on too, man.
Yeah, we probably got the same one, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is the article here. The Wired article came out on the 19th June. Oh, this is back in 2012. Yeah,
and I think the whole point I am bringing this up was the Stuxnet, how how they've been doing. The U.S. and Israel's been collaborating on a lot of joint efforts out there. Like Stuxnet and all kind of campaigns they've done. So
centrifuge.
Yeah, so let me read some of it. So it says the United States and Israel are responsible for developing the sophisticated espionage rootkit known as Flame. Have you guys ever used something like this before in cybersecurity? No? Okay.
I've done it in a class. I've done it in a class, but never in real life.
Right.
I blue team. I ain't trying to tear nothing up, but go ahead.
All right. According to anonymous Western sources quoted in a news report, the malware was designed to provide intelligence about Iran's computer networks and spy on Iranian officials through their computers as part of an ongoing cyber warfare campaign, according to the Washington Post. The program was a joint effort of the National Security Agency, the CIA, and Israel's military, which also produced the Stuxnet. So, can you tell me what the Stuxnet worm is exactly? Because I've heard the name before, but I don't exactly know what that is.
Yeah, Stuck. You want? Well, long story. Go ahead. Stuxnet was a worm and a piece of software that destroyed the nuclear power plant of Iran. It was created by Siemens and it was super specific. It was like 16 centrifuges. And when they first saw it, they looked at it, they couldn't figure out, they call it the fingerprint of what it was mapping for. But when you look at it, it was specifically designed to make the centrifuge spin in Iran so it would destroy their nuclear capability. So even though it was spinning and stuff was smoking, when you looked up on the monitor, it said, oh, you green and everything's good. So it actually cracked the centrifuge. But if you go look on the documentary, it wasn't quite done right, wasn't quite done. So when it finished and destroyed it, it was supposed to erase itself. That part wasn't quite done right. So there was a couple remnants left out there. So that's why the United States was mad at Israel because it wasn't quite done. And they released it early because they thought Iran was going to hit them with a nuclear bomb. Go ahead and chime in on that, Keep It Techie. That was my
you're right. Yeah, it was supposed to be specific to Iran, and it ended up in the wild. So everything PBO said is right. It just ended up in the wild, and a lot of other computer systems got infected with this worm as well. Yeah. It obviously didn't do the same thing, but it was a Windows-based worm. And yeah, everything PBO said was right. It just basically went in and it fed them false data while doing something slightly different with the centrifuges to throw it off, and it'll slow down their nuclear program within the country, for a couple of years. So yeah,
absolutely. So this is some of the capability that Israel has, and hopefully it won't be any. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's going to happen, but I did want to bring the subject up, and thank you fellas for holding it down, because I think it's very applicable to what's happening right now. So
okay, Gay, do you still need the article?
No, it's up to you.
Okay,
y'all want to talk more about it?
I can stop sharing if.
Oh, all right, for sure.
All right,
just real quick, Gay.
Yeah.
Winslow said in the chat, should you go government or private? I always tell people go private.
Go
private. Government, you want to be a consultant to the government. So all the people get paid are consultants. So you want to do that consultant money, man.
Yeah.
You want to do that private consultant money and let them place you at the government, because Siemens and all those big companies you never think of, they made $1 gazillion off the government. And once again, that $9 billion cloud thing came out for Amazon, Azure, Google, and Oracle got a piece. So I always go private, and get that private money is always better than that government money.
Yeah, I think you have a little bit more freedom too, right? Yeah, it can get a little.
I have more freedom in the government because once again, I was consultant though, so they let me kind of do what I want to do.
I'm talking about private organizations. So, yeah, go ahead.
So I think I got a little more leeway because they're just so hurting for people at the government. They kind of leave you alone, and if you kind of at the top,
out of sight, out of mind.
Facts, man.
That's true. Yeah,
facts, man.
I think that I kind of done a little bit of both, and it's just like I don't know. I think it's more of like once you become more senior, it's less people that bother you.
Oh,
or
facts.
less people that's like over you, or like
Facts.
that's tracking the work that you're doing. You have much more autonomy in your work. Yeah, much more autonomy in your work. And you kind of are like more of a self-starter type of person. Like
facts.
You set your goals. Like that's what I do every single year. I set my own goals. I work towards my goals and I report out on them pretty much. So, I'm not saying I'm the best at it and I'm the greatest, but that's kind of what I've experienced is that less people bother me about anything. Like
to us, because I'm probably the oldest, is a lot of times when I go on site, I'm more of an advisor, right? So they like Winslow said, it's like, okay, how do we need to set our ATO up? How do we need to do this for the IRS? How do we? Yeah. What are these specific? I call them nuance items. Mm-hmm. We got these 2 or 3 things. We don't even know how to go about looking at them. The one that was weird, I think we talked about it, was they want you to have attestation for service to make sure the hardware didn't come from China. Like, how the hell I do that? So I looked it up. Long story short, Intel's using blockchain to keep track of their inventory for motherboards and chips. Then they give that artifacts to the big vendors. So you should be able to request that from the big vendors and put them in your ATO. Right? But it took me a while to figure that out. But as a senior guy, that's the kind of stuff I get to kind of figure out. Didn't you also recommend? Oh yeah, if you first coming out, Aiken, it's for me, and I'll let everybody chime in. I think it's easier to get into the government, right? Because all your superstars are trying to get into AWS, and a lot of state governments, they get funding from the Fed, so they have some of the best software on the planet. You're not going to get paid very well your first 2 or 3 years, but all the people I work with at the state, they left 2 or 3 years because they were working on Cisco. Then they went to work for Cisco and got 3 times their salary. They work for Oracle database. Keep you taking that. Once you do that for 2 or 3 years, you will get paid. Most of the guys were programmers. Once they do that at 2 or 3 years, it was easier for them to get into the state before, to get into other places.
See, that's what they were telling me, man. But I don't know, man. 2 to 3 years. I'm not saying
everybody ain't got no damn 3.8 like you, Gabe.
I'm just saying.
Everybody ain't got no damn 3.8 like you, man. You might got a 2.7 that need to ease on in there, man.
I'm just saying, man. 2 to 3, get in there. 2 to 3 years. I don't know, man.
Man, you act like that's your whole life. I'm 55. That 2 3 years seem like a blink of an eye, man. I'm just saying.
You're right. I just knew that, like, I was trying to. I don't know.
What was your grade point average when you left? What was your GPA?
What, university or high school? Listen, we're not gonna talk about that. Electrical engineering is difficult. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, what was it though?
It wasn't that great. Okay. I say that it wasn't the greatest. Okay,
but like we said though, I respect all these brothers up here. We all got different ways. I'm just trying to say, if you want to ease in and you ain't no nuclear biologist like Gabe, man, step to the state. That's all I got. Go ahead. I'm throwing everybody else, man.
PBO, would you consider being in the private sector and then going to the state or the government?
I would try to go to state, then get in the private. Because if I get in the private and I get in there and start making money, I ain't never going to the state shit. So
they be talking about them GS14, GS15 roles, but they max out at what, like 180 for GS15 or something?
Why you say it like that, man?
I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
I'm just playing with you.
I don't think it's bad at all. But I think that's like the ceiling of the compensation for,
and it's hard to get there. Yeah, 13 is hard. Yeah, I made 13 when I left, but like Gabe said, the max was 110. I was making more than that. So I'm like, dude, he even told me. So, but like I said, I think an easier route if you're trying to get into the game, especially if you can go in and you work for a large state and state capital, it's easier to get in the state. And once you get in there too, it's easier to get promoted. And a lot of states, once again, they get discounts from the big vendors. So all I'm running Cisco, Juniper, Oracle, SQL Server. They got all the best tech. And once you touch it 2 or 3 years, you off and running, man. You just got to get to it, man.
Average. They're laughing at my down.
I think they're laughing at me yelling at you. With respect, I love Gabe. Gabe.
No. He's fine. Listen, I can take a little beat up. I don't care. You got anything else to put on that? Because I was thinking like another advantage, right? Oh my gosh, she calling me again. I'm gonna have to drop down, man. I'm gonna pause right here, so y'all can go ahead and keep on chopping up.
We'll keep going. We can chop it up. We can chop it up.
Yeah. So PBO, man.
Go ahead.
With all of these salaries that's going on right now, I mean, making it into the 100,000s takes a lot of work, especially in Atlanta at least, or in the South.
Anywhere.
It may be different. It may be different in New York or California.
No, it's not. It's not. And I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm gonna cut you off real quick. And you talked about, and I'm glad you're showing that. People making cybersecurity new Bitcoin. You ain't gonna take shit in 6 months and be making no 100,000. It's not gonna happen, man. This is real stuff. When people, if you mess up in cybersecurity, you could be $100 million on a hack, or you paying credit monitoring. So you gotta be, even anything in tech, man. It takes a while to build up to that. You don't do it just like that. Go ahead, B2B.
Exactly. So, and then when I see people, like I made that video the other day, or last week, talking about the lady telling people to lie on their resumes, but then also then saying that, hey, I have people who are getting 100,000, 150,000 and more, even higher than what the role is, even like the average is. Like it was like $50,000 more than what the average for that particular role was, which is like it was a director of social media management or something like that. When you see stuff like that, what does it make you feel like when you see people saying, okay, I'm going to lie on your resume to get a high paying position, and you know that it takes a long time for people to be able to get up to that point?
But for me, I pause a little bit. I don't think you should do it, but I know why people are doing it, right? And a lot of times too is when people pay you that type of money, they're gonna be all on your ass when you first start working and see if you can do what you say you can do, right? Because when I step on, I'm gonna show out because I know what I know, right? So a lot of times, if you do that and you don't have any backing, you're gonna get discovered, right?
Okay.
So
quick.
So the weird thing though is we talked about the young gentleman who was doing that. I like him.
Okay.
So. And I think Gabe got on him a little bit. And I just told him, I think I was the only one on there. You got on him a little bit, Gabe, just a little bit. And I told him, I don't think you should do it. But if you got stuck, I'll help you, man. I love young brothers. If he needed me, I told him he could reach out to me, man. So that's the duality that I'm working with. I don't think you should do it. But if I see a young brother diving in there, I'm going to try to save him, man. That's all I can say, baby.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, man. Go ahead, keep it telling you.
I'm the same way. I'm 100% the same way. I try to help you out if I can. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to listen, hey, I'll let you sink. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you sink, bro.
Nah, man. He'll call me tomorrow. I'll be trying to answer questions.
Nah, I'm just playing, man.
I'll be trying to answer.
Go
ahead.
Hey, go ahead, B2B.
When you bring that up, so Gabe, I was trying to keep it techy. I was telling you guys in the Discord about what was going on. Something very similar happened the other day. You mind if I tell the story real quick?
No, it's up to you. Yeah. We'll get back to your question.
So, this is just a form of like, so I got reached out to. I got a request for help with going into the database and pulling out some data, some information on particular talent data. So I'm like, okay. I can do that. I do it all day long. It's really easy. And I was working with somebody I never worked with before in India. Brand new person, never met him before. And they asked me, I said, hey, can you show me, what tables in the database I should go to? And then kind of help me out with getting like a base query. And I said, of course, I'll go ahead and created it on the meeting, gave him a spreadsheet and everything. I'm thinking he's good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, he was blowing my phone up.
Really?
He was. Yes, I gave him the query. I gave him a spreadsheet. Told him where to go, all kind of stuff. He's like, "This is so confusing. I'm not an expert at this. Can you help me out?" Per my last email. He said per my last email. I was like, "Oh, this is just disrespect." Yeah, per my last email. And I was like, "Wait a second now. I'm helping you out." So I sent him a message. I said, "Hey, what's going on? Like, why is it so, so difficult?" He's like, "Hey, I really don't know what it is. I don't have the right path." And I'm like, okay, well, look, we can come up with another query to help you out with, with getting this done. He didn't tell me it was a deadline that was due that day.
Oh, wow.
it was due the end of the day. So he's saying, "Oh, okay, well, you can help me out, but can you get it done by the end of the day?" I was like, "Wait a second now. I'm helping you out, but this ain't my task."
I'd be like, "No, go ahead."
Right.
So,
no.
See,
but,
that's the sync portion, PBO that I was talking about.
Yeah, but he ain't on my team though. He ain't on my team though, man.
Yeah, the guy was
Sorry,
not on my
B2B.
team.
Nah, he ain't on my team. Go ahead, B2B. Like, he ain't on my team.
So it comes back to line on your resume, right? He didn't know what he was doing, and so I said, man, okay, I told him I can help him trying to figure out how to do it, but then he told me, hey, I need this done by the end of the day. I was like, man, that ain't good. I told him, I said, I have some other priorities going on. I have meetings with my director, meetings with my team. I have production issues that's going on. I had something else to do. And then he is messaging me like crazy at 8 p.m., 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. And then after he said that, he's sending me emails, chat messages, sending messages to other project managers and stuff like that. I said, what is going on? And then I get a email from the senior vice president.
What?
One of the senior vice presidents. Hey, can you join this meeting at 8:30 in the morning? I was like, what is going on? And he needed help with his task. So I was like, this can't be happening. Like, I'm over here trying to I'm trying to show you, you're not gonna disrespect me. I told you I'm gonna get to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
And then the senior vice president reached out to me, and then a few other people reached out to me saying, sorry for the time period being so late, but we really need this to be done as soon as possible.
Oh my God.
So
they make their fire into your fire. They literally just do a Molotov cocktail into your building of responsibilities.
Right. I wake up at 8:30. I join the call with the senior vice president and the guy, and then turns out the thing that he was asking for something. It was just way past his requirements because they didn't come to me to tell me what the requirements were. They went to somebody who didn't know what they were doing. So the only thing he had to do was get a count of how many talent had a specific skill set. But he was asking me for all the billing information, people's resumes, all kind of stuff. Come up with it was like 2 terabytes worth of data. I said, like, dang, it's an expensive query to do. And then also it takes a lot of effort to try and figure out how to get all this information. Yeah. But all you needed was a count. But they didn't tell me that that's all they needed. They said, I need this done by today. And, this is what I need.
These guys.
Yep. So
how did you resolve it? You just gave him the answer? And
it's you know what? Technically, I gave him what he asked for. Yeah. But that's not what the requirements said. So he still had to do some more work. And I had my team lead join the meeting.
Okay.
And then he gave him access. He said, hey, this is what you need to do. Because what he did was the first query I sent him, he sent it to my team lead and said, okay, this is what I've done. It was what he did. But it was my code that I came up with. So then I told my team, they're like, hey, wait, I don't know who created this code.
Get sticky.
So I'm like, wait a second. So you gonna take what I wrote, didn't make any changes, and then pass it off as if that was what you did, but then it was wrong still. So
this corporate game is nasty at times.
Facts.
It's this whole right. I'm going to the person above you, senior vice president, to get something done. When I'm in a role where I'm supposed to know how to do this, but yet I'm trying to put pressure on somebody more junior in the organization in order to try to get what it get real. And that's part of the reason why I'm like, man, let me just go into management so more people will stop bothering me. But you still get bothered.
This is how it resolved though, real quick, is that I got kudos from the senior vice president to my director. They said this is a lessons learned. We will no longer be asking for them to do queries in BigQuery or in the database. We're going to be only giving the request to you guys, and then they're just going to be doing analysis. But no longer are they going to be doing anything with the database.
And see, this is what I want.
You go ahead, keep it taking.
No, and this is what I wanted to ask you. So, is their job them writing queries?
Yes.
The people that came to you?
Yeah, that's one of their requirements.
Responsibility. Yeah. Yes. So they should know what you showed them, right?
They should know that.
Okay. All right. That's where I would stop. But I get what you're saying. You had to do what you had to do to help with the situation that was going on. You gotta just go on and do what you need to do in order. But I mean they. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it was a request from the senior vice president's boss. I don't even know what like level that is.
That's up there.
Because see, I'm doing your job. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That means you don't have the proper skills to be in the position that you in. Because you should know how to do this, bro. At the end of the day, and I don't know. I would. That's why I would. I think I told you in that chat to make sure you talk to or make sure you CC your supervisor, your direct supervisor, and people above you to know that you're doing work that doesn't fall under your responsibility or that's not part of your requirement of work to do.
Yeah. Let me tell you what this is, though. Let me tell you what it is. Whoever is making the request has probably some level of personal relationship with that senior vice president that put that out there. Their kids might go to the same school. They might go to the same church. They might be friends. The senior vice president might have got them into that role, right? So, it's always in this corporate environment, people got these relationships that has assisted with them being propelled to a higher level to be able to delegate tasks to other people. So that's something that we a lot of times don't have. Right, we don't know, like never. You don't know senior people who I don't know that we're friends with in a lot of different roles within some of these top level organizations. So we really it can be very difficult navigating these corporate tech waters when we don't have those relationships. Yeah,
like I'm sure you got them, but it took me 10 years to get mine. I mean, it didn't come over. It took me like a decade to get mine. But B2B, that's normal, especially in large government contracts. I was on one of the 1,000 people. 30% of the people ain't doing shit because they know somebody, they're somebody's nephew. We paid this lady $80,000 to change passwords because the top guy was in the war with her husband, got killed, so he hooked her up.
Whoa.
Right? So ain't nobody gonna mess with her too. She mess up, you better eat that shit.
Yeah.
Right? So, and that's just the game. But two, that's how I make my money. Because half of them don't know what they're doing. So that's why people hire me so I can do what I do. I used to get mad when I was young. I'm like, nah, man, that's how I make my money. The more dead weight, the more I get to shine.
Yeah, and that's definitely true, man. Because that's what happened in my situation. Like there were people that were working at that same level as me, wasn't doing anything. I stepped in, and I outshined, and I was getting recognition from like higher ups and also bumps in pay. Like some people lost their positions because they wasn't doing shit.
Yeah.
And you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And leave people behind sometimes.
Yeah, and also, as you're going through this, recognize what type of company culture that you're willing to accept and ones that you aren't. Like if this is something that happens a lot, I would say start looking elsewhere, somewhere where that there's checks and balances, where people can't just make requests because they have a more senior level role than you. There's some more level of, or like whoever your direct manager is or direct supervisor, they have the power, right? They have more power than others. So like also evaluating the company cultures that you're willing to accept and ones that you aren't. So
and the thing that really got me is that it was 4 people helping this person out.
That's crazy.
Project manager, a BA, me, and then also my team lead. And then it took my team lead to just say, "Hey, look, you need to figure this out." And they were just on the call with the senior vice president after we left.
Wow.
So it was pretty interesting. But I was like, this is a direct example. Even my director said it. This is an example of somebody who is not qualified to work with this type of technology.
And then people talk about reputations don't mean anything. You go from company to company, don't mean nothing. Yes, they do. I'm sure that you know that person's name And I'm sure that if you had the opportunity to work with them again on the project, you probably wouldn't, because they have some level. Yeah,
they pretty much professionally curse me out. They talk about some, as per my last email, I'm helping you
facts,
right.
That's one thing I got to work on my game, and I need to work probably with Gabe, man. Your email game at the professional level needs to be professional. I'm gonna interview this guy. Black dude CISO. Man, he was writing some scathing emails. I was working for a department. They used to argue. He sent an email. I was like, "Look, kid," I was like, "Ooh, he just really said F y'all." Yeah. But he said it professionally, man. And he was like, "I said, I gotta get my email game up." Go ahead, Gabe.
And that's where ChatGPT comes in.
Yeah,
you can use that. Yeah, put everything you got in there. You can even say, ChatGPT, rephrase this in a softer tone. Right, make it more friendly. Throw a joke in there, and you can modify it as you see fit. Like, I think that's one thing that I've used ChatGPT for a lot. Not putting sensitive company information in there or people's names, but definitely putting like topics and ideas that I want to be. That I wanted the voice to be different than the voice that's coming out of my mouth or that's out of my head.
The crazy thing is, my manager said you have to use it or you're gonna be left behind.
Oh wow!
He said, "Hey," and we had it programming. We were doing something in Rapid 7, and we had to write some scripts. We had a program in Rapid 7. I was like, "Oh, I got to keep up to date, man. We doing everything in ChatGPT now."
Yep.
Yeah, and also ChatGPT has helped with writing emails in a more professional way. To get contracts and stuff. Like, I've gotten contracts with my channel by using ChatGPT. Written emails where I modified them. Obviously didn't put any company information, but it also, caught details that I typically would have left out,
Yeah.
And
I wrote one last week because I think a company had forgot the invoice or had forgot my invoice. I wrote everything that I wanted to communicate, and I'm like, put this in a professional manner, ChatGPT. Thank you. And they sent it back. Invoice paid. Done.
No facts, man.
Because I'm like, because if it was up to me, I'd be like, where's my money?
Where my money at?
Where my money at? ChatGPT, make this more professional, right? This is an invoice for a YouTube video sponsorship. And I want to communicate that, hey, I would like to understand what's the status of the invoice that I submitted to them 30 days ago. So yeah, man, but me, where my money? That's what I'm saying.
Man.
Personally.
Shout out to y'all. I gotta get my sponsor game up, man. I'm lacking on my sponsorship.
Man, just throw that. Hey, that's another thing.
Go ahead.
If you all have an idea for a course, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? If you all have an idea for a course, LinkedIn Learning, they have a form that you can fill out to become a LinkedIn Learning instructor. Let me go ahead and share this out. And it's a very simple form too, right? No matter what you want, like database administration, machine learning, data science, GRC, cybersecurity in the government. This is the application. I didn't even know that they had an application form. So they have, hey, become a LinkedIn Learning instructor. You fill out your first name, you fill out your last name, email address, LinkedIn profile. You put this type of stuff. If you're involved in any of these programs within LinkedIn. Here, let me zoom in more. Put in the language. Where did you hear about the opportunity? And share. And if you share it on other platforms, all of us has YouTube channels. And some of you even in the chat might have YouTube channels as well. Put these platforms in here. What topics are you considered to be an expert in? You throw that in there. 3 things about your course. So keep it taking. You can even submit to your the course that you already got out there or anybody else, right? What do you want to author a course only, or why do you want to? And please share a sample here. So boom, right? I mean, this is here. I'm gonna throw this in the chat if anybody wants to become a LinkedIn instructor. And these are paid opportunities. LinkedIn Learning. From my understanding, I'm almost 100% sure that is paid. So, but what do y'all think about that? How simple the form is? 'Cause I thought it was like they had to reach out to you privately. And
I thought it was a little more.
I'm actually holding out because I heard about it a while back. So I apologize, you know what I'm saying?
For not no, I just
sharing.
didn't know it was a forum.
I totally forgot about it. But they actually hit me up about it.
Yeah.
Like last year when I had that Linux course up there, but I didn't follow up.
Tell us more about it. Like, why didn't you follow up, or do you care to share why you don't desire to follow up?
Actually, you got me going to look at it again. I'm trying to see. Oh, and I actually got another one today.
What, from LinkedIn Learning?
Yes.
They're trying to get you, man. Trying to get you in there.
Yeah, that's to try to get me to join LinkedIn Learning to take some of their courses. So never mind. Okay. I'm tripping. Yeah. But I did get one. I got contacted by someone within the company.
Okay. How come you didn't follow up?
I just don't know. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I didn't see it as a viable option. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, it's already on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's already on Free Code Camp, because this was that Linux course. So it was already getting out there. So I just that's why I didn't follow up, really.
Yeah. It probably would have been more work for you, and probably wasn't a priority to you at the time.
Yeah.
Would you consider it for another course in the future?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. Now that you brought it up again, it's making me look into it. I'm actually finna submit an application while we on here.
Yeah,
and listen, so for that course, I could just put out.
Yeah, you know? I was about to say, Chat GPT can also help in formulating some of that course material. Not you keep it techie, because you probably already know, but if you all or any of the people who are listening, that can very much so help you create outlines, create course descriptions of the subject matter that you have knowledge in, and you can submit just like that. So yeah.
You know what I heard helps out a lot as well is if you are trying to get into going to conferences, doing presentations would also help you out as well, getting your name out there, and also bolstering up your own knowledge, because teaching others helps you to learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
YouTube
questions here, but go ahead.
No, YouTube, just even doing YouTube on tech, sometimes you got to brush up and get your understanding up. So that alone helps. And
hey, Ayo, I'm gonna address your question probably in the next live stream, so it'll be sometime next week. I see that you mentioned a lot of information, so here I'm starring all of these comments here. And I'm gonna go back over them next time, and we can cover them there. Because pretty much like we've just been chopping it up here. We just been chopping it up. So I don't want to act like I didn't understand or didn't see your question, but we'll definitely get to the next.
Hit that one, my favorite one. What's your thoughts on working from home?
Where's that one at?
Remote work.
Something we could chop it up on. So what are the thoughts on work? Yeah, it's cool, man. But I be like, I like
it. Aiken?
I think so. Panel's thoughts on working at home. Yep.
Yeah.
So so I just start off and I'll be quick. I like the option to work from home because I got family, right? I'm able to see my daughter and my wife and everybody on a daily basis all the time. I can do things at home, like get a consistent workout schedule. Speaking of that, I actually got to jump out. I actually got to jump off in the soon because I'm actually doing my first 5K I ain't did a 5K in about 2 years now.
So
shit, I'm doing about 5K. I'm doing one tomorrow morning. I've been training my legs. I soaked in some Epsom salt this evening. Hopefully, I'm able to make it. But so I'm able to get a consistent workout schedule, right?
Ask me my 5K PR.
PR? What you mean?
Personal record. Ask me my 5K PR, man.
What's your 5K? I don't know personal record.
Yeah.
What's that?
15:10.
Really?
Yeah. I ran college cross country for a couple of years.
15:10 is like 15 minutes per mile?
No, total. I ran a whole 5K.
Oh, really? So what's that? Oh, jeez.
About 5. We was averaging about 5:01.
You did a 5K in 15 minutes?
Yeah, and I was ranked 14th on my team, man. We had a lot of foreign guys, man. Them dudes was running 14:30s and stuff, man.
Wow, my
consistent running.
My junk crazy.
I was running out. Yeah, I was
3 miles. Yeah.
So yeah, we was getting
3 miles.
5 miles per mile.
See, listen, I'm aiming for 15 minutes a mile. That's what I'm aiming
somewhere,
for.
Man. You got to start somewhere.
Good.
So my personal, let's see, 30 minutes. I think so. I was doing 10-minute miles for a second.
Cool. You got to start somewhere, yeah, man. We were rolling in college though, man. But nah. But for me, Gabe's a little different. I never go back into the office, man. If I go back in the office, that was my plan Z. I'm comfortable. I'm at a senior level. I'm not trying to be a director or manager like Gabe. So I'm just gonna come and give you my advice while I'm at home in my pajamas. That's all I got.
I got you. Anybody else? Which I think working from home. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You was finna go beat the boat? Yeah, my bad. I didn't forget the question. Working from home. So, and I apologize, man. I'm trying to fill out this application on
LinkedIn. I'm telling you, resources, man. Skills and resources over here, man. We doing resources.
But working from home is awesome, bro. Like you it's the benefits, especially if we got a family, like kind of like what Gabe said earlier.
Yeah.
Get to spend a lot of time, with my kids. Like I could take a 15-minute break. I'm already at the house, and let's say, hey, son, you want to walk down, or you want to ride the bikes right fast or whatever, or a 30-minute break or something. Want to go ride the bikes right fast? Because my kids are also homeschooled. So they're right in the other room. And so I can influence them a lot more, and not like brainwashing them, but I can influence their decision making and just put them on game on different things that I know about that can help them be successful once they get out of my house, because they're gonna have to get out at 18. No, I'm just playing, but I'm gonna take care of them till they I'm gonna give them all the information so they can be successful. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's awesome, bro. We go hang out with the wife, watch a TV show right fast and walk back in the room, and I'm right back to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's awesome. Record videos. That's another thing. So YouTube channel, and then also training. Like part of your job, especially I know, well, with my job, like working on like a DoD network, you don't have access to everything. So I have my work computer right next to me. And then it's right next to my main computer, so I could record videos while I'm working. I could run a script at work or something that I need to, get some work done, and I could record a video right fast. You know what I'm saying? And do whatever I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Are y'all still in the Ubin, or is that old? Y'all still do the Ub when you log in DoD?
Nah, it's just a straight VPN connection.
Okay, we had to do this thing called Uber, where when you log in, it will cut off your email and some other stuff. You can only like VPN. It's old. We was doing like 2005.
I think they upgraded it now, but they use like the normal apps, like any other organization. Like for instance, the big name is Pulse. I'm not saying we use that, but that's one of them that's used out in the industry. You know what I'm saying?
On a VPN,
How about you, B2B?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Nah, I'm done. I can keep going, but I'm done. Go ahead. It's just a bunch of benefits.
If you work, it's a lot of benefits. I was going to ask him if you do you work from home, or do you still go to the office?
Yeah, I do work from home.
Dope.
Yeah, and I love it, and I love the fact that I can save up some money.
Yeah,
because I had started up a new role when the pandemic was first about to start. Like that March in 2020, and we were just hearing about it, and then I ended up going into the office for like 2 weeks, and then the second week I ended up going and working from home. I've been working from home ever since. I absolutely love the freedom, but if I do want to go into the office, I have the ability to, because they give you free food, and I love some free Indian food.
That's what's up.
I love it.
And, I almost said something, but I'm gonna let that go. Keep going.
How about this one? Like, what did you? The first thing I purchased, he said, King 318. He says, "Man, what's you guys' most expensive purchase when you got your first big paycheck in tech?" It's so funny. I've seen that, but like with like NBA players and whatnot, they'll be saying, "What did you spend your first?" Man, I bought a house, but like in the auction. So it was years ago. I had got, let's see, I had bought a house in an auction in Detroit. They were pretty much giving away houses. So this house was like $1,100, right? It was in the foreclosure market. So that was the first big purchase that I made with one of my tech checks. So that was my. I still got it to this day. You rent it out and everything. So yeah, making money.
See, Gabe's my role model because I got me a Toyota Celica with the sunroof. I had a Coogee sweater. Man, I was trying to get my game on. I was trying to get the honeys. I was wearing about $130, man, with the high top fade. I was running through my hand in the sunroof. Boy, that's what I got, man. I think I paid about $25K for it. You can tell me nothing, man. Like Kanye, you can't tell me nothing, man. That was my big purchase, man. So I had a Celica. Then I had the bag phone like the drug dealers on the phone with my hand out the sunroof. Shit, go ahead.
You said I've never heard of a Toyota. Let's see that a Celica.
Yeah, man, that's before your time. Though. Remember, I got you by like 15 years, man.
Is this a Toyota Celica? Is this what
nah, mine's a little newer than that.
A little newer.
Little newer than that. Let me see. That was close though. I was
looking at the Celicas.
That's it. It's a Celica. It's just let me see what.
That's an older one.
Yeah, wrote through them.
Oh, there it is.
That's a Super Roll. Keep going. Nah, that ain't it. Nah, that's a Super. Was that a Celica? Those are the new ones, man.
Oh, listen, this is brand new to me. I'm not a car person.
What year was it?
Oh shit, I gotta think. Oh shit, I graduated in
2000.
I'm
sorry, what?
220, probably 2000, probably 2000-ish.
1960, what?
No, 2000.
I'm just joking. I'm messing. This is you was.
That's closer.
Oh, shoot.
Celica though, man. That one. I think it was that one, man. You had a sunroof in there, man. It was blue though. I was rolling through. You couldn't tell me nothing, man. 2-door.
There you go.
Man, I was.
There we go. So that's what PBO got with his first check.
Yeah, man. It wasn't even that much. I think I was making. It wasn't real money. I think I was making
what I'm saying.
40.
Like, it's not the same.
Yeah, I think I was making 40 back then.
40K. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's in the 2000s, man. Because I think I graduated college in 90. So around 95. So maybe it was 1995.
Okay. How about y'all? What y'all get? You got a Celica. I got a foreclosure.
Talking about like big money?
I guess
when I started making big money in tech.
Big money. I guess the large.
I think the first big purchase.
Whatever you would consider like a big purchase.
The first big purchase I bought a house just like you, Gabe.
Yeah.
And also I could just throw a couple cars in because I did buy them around that time. Just a Sonata for my wife, and I bought an H3. So and that was actually
that's dope, man.
Yeah, I bought an H3. That was
Hummer. Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And
how about you, B2B?
For me, I bought this house I'm in. So
we buy houses and cars.
Man, shout out to y'all, man. Cause a house gonna go up in appreciation, man. I done that card. I went a long time ago, but
houses and cars.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. With you, PBO, because I sold all my houses. I sold my house in Louisiana that I own. That was my first house, and then second house in Texas. I sold that one too. So
was it just too much work, or like too much work managing it?
Yeah, and then also this is why I always make that statement. Sometimes you gotta take jobs that you can't really. I mean, that's not really, at the level that you were working at. To get back up to where you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
So financial issues, and all that stuff. So I just
absolutely
boom, sold it right fast. Got the equity out of it.
That's the purpose of having those assets, is for those particular times in which you might need it. They should benefit you now, not like that's why I'm not so for 401ks all the way. Like I'm so close to liquidating mine because I'm like I can do something with that right now. Like
I bought real estate with all of mine.
I probably got about 3 or 4 different 401ks right now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm contributing to them, but I'm like, I could use that money now. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm 62 and a half or something in order to touch any of that money. Like, I take that initial hit and keep it pushing.
Up my money a lot.
Yeah,
having 3 of them.
No,
I'd rather like invest it, but you know, my wife
especially
is
with
like,
inflation.
traditional investments, those are important. I'm like, all right, I keep them, I guess. I keep them for now.
No, I cashed all of mine out, man. When I leave,
Yeah,
I'll be like, giving it to me. Now I use mine to buy real estate, man. I take
yeah,
that initial cat hit.
that's what I feel like doing. That's what I feel like doing. Because it's not nothing crazy. Like, what's that? Like, what's what's the hit that you get for it? Like,
10%
is there a
a
certain
lifetime.
10%? That
10%
ain't
on
bad.
top of what your normal rate is, but
and then you gotta pay taxes. Yeah,
That's
obviously at the end of the
true
year.
because
that's
they ask for your taxable income. Yeah,
but a lot of times now they take it out up front.
Yeah, it depends on which one. It's the Roth and there's two different types.
Right.
Man, I got
it's a little more than 2 though. Keep it taking a little more than 2.
Well, yeah. I just know it's one that's pre-taxed. Or
Roth,
tax
Yeah, the Roth is going to be before you become older.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
facts, pre-tax.
signed to this Fidelity account tonight.
So yeah.
Yo, you got me opening up the app.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, bud. I was just thinking about him anyway.
What about that one game where the one young guy, boss said, what do we recommend a young brother do to get the money? You see that one?
Where's that one at?
Boss. I thought you highlighted it.
I'm starting to get sleepy.
I know.
I'm going. I actually got to drop soon. I'm saying I got to drop from my own panel. I mean, I got an industry. I'm gonna let y'all. I got to drop.
Nah,
y'all
you can leave us keep going. We keep it going.
Y'all want to keep going?
Nah, I'm just playing.
I got to drop from my own.
B don't remember this. He did a 30-hour live stream. He took a nap while I ran his. I don't think he remembered that. He
really?
I was rolling his before I was asleep. No. Shout out to them. 30-hour live stream. No. Man. Get that monetization.
I know y'all got questions. I'm going to have to get to it later. I'm sorry, fellas. Any last thoughts? We doing last thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to do the one real quick. Super quick, like you said. Anything cloud, anything artificial intelligence, DBAs. No, it was another one in there. It was Boss. I think he said he had a love fro. He had like a fro archive. So it threw me off.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah.
That's fine. I can. But no, anything cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and just take the proper steps to get where you need. There's no shortcuts in this industry. You might get lucky and get somebody to give you a hug, but most of the time, man, you know, we brothers, we're gonna have to get it out the digital mud, man. So shout out to Lou. He late. Shout out to Lou. He late. But that's all I got, man. All these brothers up here, reach out to any of us. We definitely here to help you. That's all.
Absolutely. Anything y'all got to say?
Yeah, same here, man. I appreciate you letting me on, Gabe, and I know you got to run, but great questions, great stream. You know what I'm saying? I want all you guys to keep it techy.
Dope.
Right, I like that. Yeah, and I appreciate you as well, Gabe.
Anytime.
I wanted to say thank you for having these streams, though, man. It's great to have some conversations about tech and actually helping out other people, because a lot of the time on YouTube, we kind of get stuck on things that don't help us out or we don't learn from. But not only is it entertaining, it also is great conversation for people to be able to grow.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I might call it like the supposed to be having one on Monday, and it might just be called Tech Avengers, or Tech Bros Unite or something along those. No, not Tech Bros. That's too close to Passport Bros. Something. We'll come up with a name. But yeah, I'm going on Monday night. We're gonna do another one of these streams, especially since I'm not doing that volunteer thing no more. So, you know, I got some time. I got a little time now during the evenings. So, you know. But anyway, thank you all for coming through. Thank you all for coming to the stream, the panelists. Thank you. I think we had really a lot of good discussion here. And I really didn't even have a subject. So, you know, you all made the show. The panelists and the people in the chat, thank you all for coming through. And I'm about to do this 5K tomorrow. I'm definitely not going to do 15 miles like PBO used to. I mean 15 minutes like PBO used to do. But, hey, you know, I might soak again in the morning. I'm
you gotta do it, man.
Yeah,
good
man.
luck, bro.
All right, fellas. I'll see you all later. And thank you all for coming through.
All right, peace.
Peace.